So my journey in EY has been very rewarding, exciting, and had some unexpected turns. So I joined in Hyderabad, where I joined a team which was extremely self-motivated and driven, and that made the crux of my professional career. In few years, I shifted to Gurgaon and then to Mumbai due to personal reasons. At this time, when there were very less opportunities in these cities for me, EY placed the trust in me and my abilities and gave me a chance to explore and flourish in these regions. I have around 19 to 20 years of experience across domain, consulting and transactions. I have worked across various sectors like real estate, infrastructure, health sciences and economic development. Got to work across various cities in India and internationally. All in all, in current role, I have been collaborating with senior most government officials in India, and I take immense pride in the kind of work we have been able to do and the impact we have been able to create on thousands and hundreds of people across the country. You know, it was just an incidental pivot and not a personal choice to be working in government sector. While working in Hyderabad, we were working with various private sector clients and were invited by the government to help them making policy in those sectors and how we can attract more private sectors in that. That was pretty interesting because we got to understand government's perspective as well as private sector's demands. During the course of time, we got to do a couple of more projects where we made infrastructure development for some public welfare. We worked on planning major events like Vibrant Gujarat, understood the nitty-gritties which went in, doing things like Kumbh Mela, understood grassroots level when we went to smaller towns to do some development plan exercises. And that's when we realized, or personally I realized, the kind of visioning, planning and hard work goes into these activities. The perspective of government, how visionary they are and how they are thinking of which way the country should move. And that's when I realized this is really exciting. I got to work and discuss more on developmental aspects, skill development and growth for the country. And I found that very interesting. And since then I've been working in this sector and there was no looking back. How to combat these situations which were arising. For us, the first challenge was, at that time, laborers were moving out of the city in Mumbai. So the first challenge came in that how to identify these laborers who had no water, no food, no money, how to find them and provide them those amenities. At the same time, we had to help the government in making the supply chain to identify from where we can procure these things and how we can supply them in safe and timely manner. So all this planning took a lot of time. At the same time, essential services had to be started. And for that, we made the protocols and the standard operating procedures which were required to restart these industries. So when all this was happening, while a lot of people were scared to come out of their homes, our teams in EY were actually on the ground supporting government organizations and working tirelessly to smoothen out all these operations. So it was a very unique and interesting experience, but I would like to say that the way EY had put in their heart and commitment to support the government in these trying times was commendable. It has to be, my lowest point has to be when I shifted to Mumbai. I had no client base here. I had no team members. In fact, I didn't know many people in the office. For a very long time, I felt adrift with no clear starting point. After some time, I gathered the courage and started proactively going out and meeting people, introducing myself. I actively sought help from local partners. And with that effort, I've got some small referral opportunities, which with my perseverance, I was able to make it big. But during this entire course of time, I realized a couple of things. Most importantly, the power of networking. And there is no shame in actively seeking for advice or support when you don't know where you are going. Being a professional consultant, it is imperative to have strong competency in your sector. So have in-depth knowledge about your sector is very important, but at the same time, constantly keep upgrading your knowledge will add more value. So for that, read a lot, keep meeting experts. This is going to help you in building your knowledge in your sector. Secondly, communications, having a very strong communication skill is going to be very important, both verbal and written. It's important how you are able to articulate your views and insights in front of the client. That is going to be very critical. You should be able to put across your point in an understandable manner, which is supported by information and underlined by confidence. So having a well-balanced and diverse team is of paramount importance. Gender diversity particularly is vital because all the genders bring in different perspectives, be it creative thinking, empathy, rigor, or hard work. In fact, that reflects in the quality of work we do for our clients. So I love reading and traveling. Reading is basically, it's my me time. And traveling is the time which is dedicated with my family to unwind. So every year I make sure that we travel to one location at least. So learning about different experiences, different culture, and answering inquisitive questions of my son are actually fun, and I enjoy that. So my inspiration comes from collective attributes of many individuals rather than one single role model. I'm more of a watch and learn person. So I am particularly inspired by somebody who has extreme resilience. Even in the most turbulent times, they have kept their calm and keep an eye on bigger picture. I am inspired by some women who are extremely diligent and capable. Their eagerness and readiness to seize any opportunity inspires me. And there are some who have been working despite of so many challenges and just want to do something bigger and better. So these are the people who have been inspiring me day in and day out. So I consider myself lucky to be working in the field where the work which we are doing impact community at large. The work which we are doing mostly behind the scenes with government is actually having some tangible results which you can see, and that serves as a primary source of motivation for me. Further, in last few years, I've got a chance to interact with multiple team members across the country. And what I saw was that they look up to their leaders. They want to learn from them and learn from their experiences. And that motivates me to do better.